Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emmerdale spoilers. Eric makes an emotional admission as he faces a difficult decision over Parkinson's. A fight almost broke out in the cafe in Emmerdale in Wednesday, November 8th episode, when Brenda, Leslie Dunlop, arrived late, having spent the morning at the salon having her hair blow-dried. This had left Nicola Wheeler to struggle on alone. It hadn't been that much of a struggle as the only customer was Vinnie Bradley Johnson when Brenda returned, but Nicola was not happy and was quick to let Brenda know she was irate. "Get a life, you petty little woman," Brenda responded, but then crumbled and admitted that she'd only been to the salon to try to cheer herself up because Eric, Chris Chiddell, had dumped her, telling her he never loved her, and she was only ever second best to Val, Charlie Hardwick, and Faith, Sally Dexter. Of course, what viewers know and Brenda doesn't is that the reason Eric was so horrible to Brenda was that he has just found out he has Parkinson's, and he didn't want to be a burden on her when his symptoms got worse. 3 other people in the village know about Eric's diagnosis. Manpreet, Rebecca Sarker, as his GP of course, won't say anything. Previously Eric took Mandy, Lisa Riley, into his confidence, but he's sworn her to secrecy, so it must have been hard for her to keep silent while she was doing Brenda's hair. The other person who knows is Jacob, Joe Warren Plant. After he saw the referral letter to the hospital while he was filing at the surgery, he headed over to his granddad's house to talk to him. He cooked them both Eric's guilty pleasure of sausages and mash, and tried to get Eric to open up. Eventually, he had to tell him that he knew the secret he was keeping. "I know what you're going through," he told him. "I've seen your files." At first, Eric was furious that Jacob knew, but it was obviously a relief to be able to talk to him. With his medical knowledge, Jacob was trying to be reassuring about the future, and he urged his granddad to tell Brenda what was happening. Again, Pollard insisted that he didn't want to be a burden on her, but Jacob had the perfect argument against that. If her cancer came back, would you run a mile? Of course, Eric wouldn't, so Jacob tried to convince him to be honest with her and let her make the decision for herself. The chance came soon enough when Brenda came to the house. But after a morning being convinced by Nicola that she could do a lot better than Eric Pollard, Brenda was in no mood to listen to him, and the conversation deteriorated quickly, especially after she saw that her bags had already been packed. She asked Jacob to move all of her stuff to the B&B and stormed out. Jacob tried to catch up with her but failed, leaving Eric looking broken and helpless. He said it was just as well she'd gone. "She deserves better," he said. "I don't want her staying with me out of pity." How is this sad situation going to be resolved? Will Jacob risk his granddad's wrath by telling Brenda what's really going on?